per dB at that event for, or not that event, but at the final event of the year with Jays for the death match. So, speaking of the demo Cyclone No Wall, our guest this week. Before we get to our guest, once again, I just want to give a quick mention to our sponsor, Stolman Transport LLC. Thank you for sponsoring the show. If you guys need anything transported, even though U-Haul is out of trucks and whatnot, you can always call Stolman Transport LLC if you're trying to leave California, and he'll take your crap wherever you want it. So,
Nice.
with that being said, like I was saying before, the demo class for Cyclone, it kind of really got started with this guy right here below
That
me
guy.
to my immediate right, Mr. Tommy McKinnie, King of Bass. How's it going,
Hello,
Tommy?
everyone. How you doing?
We're doing good. All right, so Tommy, tell us a little bit about yourself. Now, remember, we have a lot of new people that have never heard of you, don't know anything about you. Describe it like you're telling a 3-year-old who you is.
Okay, I'm the king of bass. I got my start with that Isuzu pickup. Uh, Had 24 12s, 24 six and a halves, 24 batteries, uh, 24 tweeters, pretty much 24 of everything. That was my favorite number. Uh,
Oh, really? It was?
yeah, 24 is
Oh,
still
okay.
probably still my favorite number. So it was
Okay.
24 of everything. Average about 30 windshields a year.
Wow. I believe it.
Um, Playing music, average around a 160 for 30 seconds.
Never heard of
Um,
you, don't know anything.
Pretty much ran that class for a while till I retired.
Yep,
Which one specifically?
One Base race 159
Ah,
9
okay.
class. Yep.
Yeah.
yep. And but also we're talking about that this used to be. Man, I'm trying to pull up the event real quick. Um, this is also used to be. Where we go? There we go. There we go. Now I got my chat going over there, and I can pull up YouTube on my phone. Um, he's kind of the basis of what we do with the what's it called with the Cyclone demo class.
Cyclone.
So, are you familiar with the Cyclone demo class?
I am not. I was listening very close last week, and when I retired, I think Cyclone was just getting his feel into DB drag, if
Yes,
I'm not mistaken.
I would say that is accurate. Um, Man, I gotta change the episode number on this. Currently, it says I'm on episode 23. We're on episode 31 this week, so we're a little bit. Were you part of Bass Mechanics King of Bass Track? A quick question from
Yes,
Mario Perella. Show us your
yes, I
little thing
was.
real quick.
Ah, there's the proof.
There's the proof. So for
King
you
of
guys listening
bass.
on our podcast, he's holding up the CD right there. It says King of Bass right on the cover. So yes,
And a picture is that a picture of your car too? Your vehicle?
My old vehicle, yes.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Man, how many people could say that?
that's right.
Not a lot.
Oh yeah. The silver and black, right?
Yep.
He's a Raiders fan.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
So yes, so Mario, to answer your question, absolutely, he was part of that King of Bass thing. So that's like I said. So we're pulling up an old school guy. What are the chances of you attending World Finals this year, Mr. Tommy?
Chances are, being 100%, I would be at World Finals. I would.
Very cool.
Wow.
Are you gonna pull your car there for the event, or what's going on?
Ac- Actually, I have heard. Well, I have sold the truck.
Okay.
Mm.
I have heard through the grapevine it was going to be there. The person that owns it asked me to run it for him, but I seriously doubt
Oh.
that I will.
Okay.
But what I said I was do is I'm going to be there. I'm probably going to bring all my hardware
Uh
so
huh.
everybody can see all the world champion rings and belts and different stuff and the crown. Um, that seems to draw a lot of attention.
Yes, they do. So are you gonna come in on somebody's shoulders again?
Thinking about it. We're trying to figure out how can I make my grand entrance since I don't have a vehicle this year.
um, so what was your favorite song in that? So I know what mine is, but what was your favorite song to demo in that vehicle?
Uh, Phil Collins, slow down, chopped and screwed.
Chopped and
Oh, that
screwed in the
was
air tonight.
yeah,
That's
that
right.
was a
Absolutely,
favorite. That was a
absolutely.
favorite.
Whenever I hear that song played, whether it's the slowed or whatever version, I always think of Tommy's truck. 100%. So,
Even now, when I hear it on the radio,
uh
it kind of makes me smile and look back at all those years I played that thing.
yeah. Well, Moses Martinez just popped in. He's in the chat there. I can see him watching.
Nice.
Um, uh, you haven't met Moses, but I'll introduce you to him when you get to World Finals, and
Okay.
I guarantee you, Moses and his wife or his lady, Rosita, they are a party in a box, just the two of them by themselves.
Yeah.
They are great
All right.
people. They have a enthusiasm that you don't always find for the car audio. So,
That's what's up right there.
yeah, they actually just drove. They drove all the way out to Slam from California.
Wow.
So I think it was like 29 hours one way. So check this out. So they got up Wednesday, drove to Slam, did the 2 3Xs in the area, got back in their car after Slam, and drove back and made it the next weekend for a show in Sacramento.
Wow. I can't say I never went that far, but I have did some crazy things like that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
dedication.
Yeah. No, Moses is good people. He's actually started sponsoring shows to try and encourage people and get people to go. He just did Jeffrey's 3X show a couple weekends ago. He helped sponsor the 3X
Right.
in Reno. He's definitely, like I said, he's heavy. He's very much, he's involved and he really wants to be part of it. I even saw him at one of my shows. Like somebody come up, oh yeah, I don't want to compete. He goes, no, get up here, and he'd drag him to the front desk and say, all right, you're entering, and he'd pay for
That's
him
right.
there. It's like, hey,
Wow.
here you go, you're in. All right, what about the next guy? Come on, you're in too. Come on, and just start paying off. Hey, get these people involved and whatnot. And I mean, he just loves to do that. Too bad he loses to me and beat the boss. So what we do, Tommy, which I'm sure you haven't seen yet. So at my particular shows, what we do is take the winner of each base race class, and then whoever was second place, I borrow their vehicle and I base race against them.
Oh, wow.
So I don't practice or nothing, and I just borrow a car, and my percentage of winning's pretty damn high. I was
I
2 for
tried
2
that
this
once.
weekend.
I tried that once. I drove out. I was actually on vacation up in Panama City one time, and Virgil Williams were putting on a show, and I needed a few extra points for finals, so I bought a competitor's car there in Reno,
There you go.
and I ended up winning with that competitor's car.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you what we need to see at finals is beat the king. We need to see Doug versus the king base race. 59 nines.
See if I still got it.
Exactly. See if you still got it.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It ain't that hard. Base race is
Right.
easy.
Ooh, that's what they say.
It is. I borrow people's cars all the time and do great. Just so you know, we got people watching us from all over the country. I get people that watch us from Germany, from Barbados, Australia. So I mean, we got a couple people, all over the country. We get about 1,500 views a week. So you're kind of getting out there for these people. What equipment did you use to run in your truck?
Incriminator audio,
And it was all Incriminator. Was it their amps too at the time?
amplifiers, subs. Yes.
Okay. So I don't want everybody to think we're like Incriminator centric, but it just happens the people I know better in this thing happen to run Incriminator. That's all it is.
Actually, I think I was one of the first people to start running Incriminator.
You were.
Yeah.
I may have known how those subs got built that were in your truck.
Yeah,
Just
right.
saying. So, but no, that's really cool. But you were running. I don't think you were running at the time. You weren't running death penalties or anything like that, right?
Nope. I ran at the end King of Base subs. They built me some special
That's
subs
right.
just for my.
Yeah. But before that, you were just running their mid-level sub, right?
Actually, I was running REs at the time,
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
and then incriminator amplifiers.
There we go. Yeah, you were doing RE, which I'm not even sure. Are they still doing subs nowadays, Jeff?
I think they were bought by US
Yes,
Amps, I
amps.
think, and
Yep.
they
Yep.
were doing
Yep.
some stuff on the West Coast for a while,
And
but
then they moved to Florida.
oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So I don't think I've seen them out. I
Me
might have,
either.
seen some hardcore guys still running them, like the X. I think they still got out, but
Okay.
haven't seen them out, competition wise, anyways. But
Yeah, me either.
When when I ran them, David Moore was the
Yep.
guy there.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
and
yeah, I remember those days.
yeah,
The
Yep. Yep.
MTs, right? The RE
Yep.
MTs. I ran some
REMTs.
of
I
those.
ran the SEs. Believe it or not.
Yeah, that was the
Oh,
lower
okay.
level. The
Yep. I
dual
ran the
Right.
entry
120.
levels.
They were dual
Yep.
120 magnets.
Yep. Yep.
Hmm.
No, those are good motors, right? Those are the
Yeah. I loved
T8
them.
or whatever motors.
I
So
won quite a few world championships with those.
yeah,
Yeah.
they worked really good for. I mean, and people don't understand. Those things were only for what, like 1100 watts RMS
Yep.
or
Yep.
900
Yep.
watts RMS
Yeah.
at the
I
time.
think it was more like 500. I think it was more
Well,
like 500.
they were
Wow.
rated at 5, but if you knew what you were doing, you could put the
Yeah, I
system
squeezed a little
together.
more out of them.
Yeah, you
Oh
can
yeah.
get a little more out of them. That's for damn sure. So speaking of World Finals, what would be one of like your greatest memories from World Finals?
Oh, 2002. That was probably my best season
Okay.
that I remember correctly because I had left where I was working the shop I was working at, and that particular guy built a vehicle in the class with me. So it was pretty intense.
Oh, so a little rivalry when you went against
Yes.
him.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And how did that turn out?
Actually, it turned out pretty good for me. At the time, I was running Rockford Fosgate at the time, and
Uh-huh.
I had 915s and 36 amplifiers.
Wow.
Um, I think that's when I did a 172.5
Wow.
to win
That's what
to win the world title.
quad
And what
coils were
class was
popular
that?
back then.
Super Street 5+.
Okay. We still have a Super Street 5 Plus
Mhm.
class.
Yeah.
So,
It might have been 9+ then. And then
oh yeah,
6
that's
to 5.
right. That's right. We did
Yeah, I
have
think it was
9
like
plus.
5 to 8 and then 9
Yeah,
plus.
5
Yep.
and 9+. Yeah, 9+.
Yep.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, and we also used to have so many people in a class that you would fill up. Super
Yeah.
Street 1 to
Yes.
2, Super Street 3 to
Yep.
4, Super Street 5 to 8, or 5 to 7, 8. No, 5 to 8,
Yeah, it was 5 to 8.
Yeah.
and 9
9
plus.
And
plus.
9 plus.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's good times. What
That
about
was when the team.
yeah?
Go ahead.
So with World Finals, so for me personally, I've mentioned it on this show more than once, but for me personally, World Finals isn't necessarily about the competition. Competition's part of it. It's part of the memory. It's part of what happens. But for me, what happened outside of the competition at the hotel at night and at the competitor party and all that stuff, that is where a lot of the cool stuff happened at World Finals. What about for you?
Yeah, same here. I remember we all hated each other during the showtime, but at night we all loved each other.
Yeah.
I got to meet a lot of people, like I say, from around the world.
Mhm.
And
Well,
when
Mhm.
I say that-
back then it was truly a World Finals. People would ship their cars from Europe and
Yes.
Italy and Germany and France and Greece to compete at this event in Brazil, right? So, oh, sorry.
Right.
Go ahead. Continue on.
and we all kind of just threw out the competition side of it and want to party. Everybody's buying everybody's drinks. We're all
Oh,
getting
yeah.
drunk. Even us that didn't really drink would get drunk and have to get drugged back to the hotel. I think I still have some videos where we stood Carlos Rodriguez up at the end of the bed and let him go. He just fell face first. So we still talk about those good times we had at World Finals. That's why I think this World Finals this year will be probably better than any one I ever attended, even though I'm not competing, but for as partying going.
Hmm. And they have a thing
Wow,
called
yeah.
the old school meetup, right? Is I believe is how Solis is.
Right. The old school
Um,
meetup.
Yes.
Yes. Speaking of which, if any car clubs, manufacturers, anything like that want to be involved with it, they can get a hold of Celise. She's looking for a couple more sponsors that'll be on. They're actually going to make jerseys very similar to this with the sponsors on it and whatnot for the old school meetup. And they're going to make polo shirts. And so if you guys want to be on those jerseys or sponsor anything to do with World Finals, get a hold of Celise, Jeffrey, or myself, and we can get the information to you if that's something you guys would be interested in having your name associated with that. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, and these guys they're gonna hold on to these shirts. They're probably gonna put it encased in glass, and just imagine your logo being hung up somewhere in a shop or something like that. That's awesome.
Yep. Tiffany from Bridgetown, Barbados. She's asking what's happening at the old school meetup. I believe we're doing something very similar to like a competitor party is what we would call for the old time. And where outside of the competition, we're going to meet up at a bar or a karaoke place or anything like that. And guys will consume adult beverages, and what ensues.
Yeah, I think it's already been picked out too, right? I
believe so.
Can't recall the name, but yeah, I think they got like a bunch of activities that they would normally have at a bar like establishment. I think they mentioned something about axe throwing, right? Mm-hmm. I've never done that before. That looks cool.
I just did it with my my wife's sister's husband, so my brother-in-law.
Oh, how cool.
And it was actually pretty cool. Celise is in the chat, so if you guys have questions about the old school meetup, now would be a great time. Rosita's and Moses are both in the chat too. Like I said, they're a party by themselves. They would love to be they're gonna give you you're gonna feel their enthusiasm. It's infectious. They have that kind of enthusiasm for what we do. Oh, there you go, Celise. If you see there, Moses is send me the prices for a spot on those jerseys. That's from Moses.
Nice.
Moses wants to have Team Space for base. Just like I said, you guys just talk to Celise and work out the details with her. She's pretty easy to deal with, and like I said, she's already got all this stuff put together. So it's a matter of asking for the information, and then she'll get it out on there. So, Tommy, how about any of the stories, off-hour stories that you might be able to share with us?
Oh, man, I probably could go on for days. It'd probably take me weeks to tell all those stories.
I don't. Give us one.
Let me just say how, for me to make it to World Finals.
Okay.
Since I was quote-unquote supposed to be the loudest guy in the class, it seems like 3 of the louder guys was from Florida with me. I'm always the last guy to make it to World Finals for some reason. It doesn't matter how soon I start working on that truck. It always lasts to the last minute. I remember Nick calling saying, "Hey, man, where you at?" And I'm going, "Oh, I'm just loading the truck on the trailer, man. I had a ton of problems right now." So we take off. I think it was in Louisville that year. We take off, and I get there. I pull in. A criminator standing at the door, like looking like, "What is your deal?" And I'm like, "Man, no matter what I do, I tried. He's like, so when I pull into the building with a truck on a trailer, I'm wore out, started to drive straight through. I get out of the truck and he's like, "Hey, man, let me ask you something. Are you ready?" I go, "Yeah, definitely ready." I go, "I wouldn't be here if I wasn't ready." Frankie Rio and Will Alfonso, some competitors that live in the same town. We all used to live close to each other. All those guys had already gone, been up there partying, hanging out, calling me, asking me, "What am I doing?" And I'm like, "I'm changing subs right now. I'm still trying to get the subs all in the truck." So that's why I say that it didn't matter how much I pre-planned or tried to plan to get there way before everybody else so I can relax. I was always the last guy to show up for some reason. I don't care what I did. It didn't matter what I did. I could not make it. And I tell people now that if you want to be on top, to be on top, you got to be like the last guy. You got to do everything you can. You have to triple check everything. Because if you lose, nobody's ever going to say, "Oh, man, he forgot to hook that speaker up." And having that many speakers, that was I guess the biggest thing is people just like, how'd you know what was broken? I go, I can hear it.
Yep.
I had been with that truck so long, I could hear it. I was like, oh, I got a bad speaker, and I have to go in there and push on them and find out which one it was.
Just real quick, Celeste mentioned, so she says we have lots planned. Competition, great swag bags, hospitality suite, and an after party. So that's kind of what Celeste says in here. You know, an Eric Reed, he might be in here.
Eric.
I know. I knew you might know him.
Eric.
So he's out. He's there watching us too. A lot of my West Coast people: Rosita, Tiffany, Celeste. Like I said, we got Chris Phillips, Woody McDonald, and like I said, the people from Barbados. They're all checking in. All right. So anyway, so you show up late, and then what?
I go pass out. They have to wake me up the next day and get ready for qualifying. So I've been up for days.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and people. I'm not saying people don't do that now, but people don't understand. When I used to compete in DB Drag, and I see with you, I mean, DB Drag World Finals, literally, when people pulled into World Finals, there would be pallets of MDF for people to build their cars at the show, at World Finals. There's zero testing. I mean, they build it there at the event and then start testing in their pit stalls.
Yes, I have seen that numerous of times. I can't remember the competitor's name. He used to buy everybody donuts to help him build his vehicle. He used to fly here every year.
Michael Mueller.
Yes.
Was it Michael? Was it Oki?
It was another one. It was a Spanish guy, I want to say. He used to come over and rent a van from Enterprise and destroy it. And I used to be like, man, I don't know how. I've been working all year. How is he going to show up one day and beat me? I don't understand it. And every competitor would be over there helping for donuts. That's how he paid us, in donuts.
There you go.
I remember that. So that's
and see, and that's part of also what we talk about a lot on this show with the competitors. You guys had no obligation to go over and help the guy, but right. I mean, you don't have an obligation to go and help your competitor, but you guys would rather have him there and competing than just standing on the sidelines. And it was worth it to you guys to go and help him put his system together than to have him sit on the sidelines, right?
Yes, right.
Oh, yeah.
I have.
Celeste
Michael
says,
Mueller is another one did that.
Yeah, I know. Celeste says pallets of woofers would show up also. Manufacturers would be renting meeting rooms just to recone.
Yeah.
Well, we know that one.
Yeah, I remember RE was doing that too. David Moore, I think it was it 07?
Yeah.
05, I think it was.
It was 05.
But yeah.
And
he would have his own station.
Yeah, he wasn't even at the show because he was so busy reconing the whole event. So
he has reconed a ton of them for me. I know that for sure.
Same here.
Hey, when you guys are abusing him at that level, you can't expect that speaker to last very long. So
I wish you could hear some of the conversations that me and the sponsors used to have back in the days. They said, didn't matter what they did for me, I was never happy.
That's right.
If they built me a bigger amplifier, then next year I'd be crying about my speakers are junk. They're no good. They can't handle the power. Then they would build me speakers, and then I would cry the following season that, hey man, my amplifiers don't have enough power because I can't even break my speakers. How am I gonna get loud?
Yep. Were you at the World Finals when Muhammad Ali came in at Louisville? Were you up
Yes,
in that
I was
area?
there, and I was in the elevator.
Oh,
yes.
man. The elevator.
Dude.
Yes.
I will tell. I mean, I've told it on here countless times. We've been doing this show for almost 2 years now, so I will just say, dude, that is my favorite World Final story that I've ever been involved with. Is meeting Muhammad Ali. I was fangirling.
Yes. I remember everybody just running out, go, Muhammad Ali's down there.
Yeah. And without DB Drag, I would have never met the guy. And you can tell,
That's
dude. Right. I mean, and at that time, even, his Parkinson's was pretty advanced. But you can tell, dude, that's up here was
that
sharp
was
as it
him.
ever was.
Wow.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, you can see that it was working here, and he was just trying to get it out. But I mean,
Oh yeah.
he was so gracious to us, you know, taking pictures and all that
That's what I was
stuff.
gonna
cool.
say.
Yeah. So, I mean, any people you remember really from World Finals? I mean, like the Twins or Thor or anybody ever stick out for you?
Oh man. Yes. I don't know why this seems to be every time we used to go to World Finals, there was this one guy that would always pee in the elevator.
Dude, what?
Yes, like
You say pee?
yes, he couldn't find the bathroom after the party.
Oh no.
It's been numerous of times. William called
What?
William. Yes, I ain't gonna say his last name. William. He's probably watching. He's probably
You
gonna see
already
this
said
later.
his
You
last
just
name.
said it. You just said his last name. I had no idea.
So guess
He
who-
ran no wall back in the day, right?
So guess who I'm gonna
Yes,
try
Mr.
and get
Know-All.
on? Guess who I'm gonna try and get on the
Yes.
show next week?
That's who you need to get on. That guy. I have never met a bunch of good guys other than that Alabama crew. That crew always.
cool.
Oh, David
Matter what-
Montgomery just tagged him in the video.
Yeah. He
That's
just
awesome.
confirmed it.
Yeah.
We traveled a lot together. I used to leave Florida, stop in Alabama, and just convoy with those guys to World Finals.
Mm-hmm.
Have a blast.
Oh yeah. Did you ever happen to do the Oklahoma Showdown? We talked about that last show.
No, I don't think I did.
Okay.
I've been to Oklahoma, but I didn't go to the showdown.
Oh, okay. Do you remember what that was? Where they would have 5 shows or 7 shows in 7 days? So
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So that was kind of cool back then. It definitely had its thing. Eric Reed wants to know, how did he miss William Collar doing that?
I didn't miss that.
He was probably drunk. He was probably passed out already.
Eric was drunk already.
Yeah, he was probably drunk and passed out already.
So who had the green aliens and then staged them for all those photos at World Finals that one year?
Let me think.
Do you remember
that van.
those?
I remember that van with all those aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
trying to think.
what did we decide that was? What was the company? It,
Shoot, we were just talking about it.
I know we were. Anyway, but yeah, they staged like the aliens raping people and
Uh-huh.
all that in the
Everywhere.
hotel
Them
room.
I think I remember who ran
everywhere.
it. Wasn't it Kara Lucius who was running it?
I want to say,
The
yeah.
van?
I
Was
think
it,
she
I think it was Kara Lucius. Which
Yeah.
was it back with
Oh,
Tom too,
Fusion.
or-
Celeste said it was
Fusion,
Fusion
right.
Audio.
Fusion.
It
That's
was
right.
Fusion audio. That's exactly
Yeah.
what
Right, it was Fusion.
Yep, and
Yeah.
they sent these like 3-foot blow up green aliens, and
Man.
people put them in compromising positions and took lots of pictures.
Yes, I remember that.
Yep, like the aliens were stealing stuff, running down the hall, and raping people, and all
Oh,
kinds of-
no.
yeah, it says yes, Kara was the green
Green
aliens.
alien.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's
Those
good.
things are everywhere.
Celeste, help hook me up with William Collar. we're gonna get him
Yes.
on next week. Because for some reason, I think he had something to do with those little alien pictures and stuff too.
Whoa.
I wouldn't doubt it.
No,
I
me
wouldn't
either.
doubt it.
Also, so you had that. The twins. I mean, how did you met the twins at World Finals, right?
Twins.
Team
What
Rip
is that
Rock,
something?
the Extreme
yes.
Car
Canadian.
Trooper.
Yep.
Canadians.
The
Yep,
Canadians.
the Canadians.
Yeah. Canadians.
Those are some great guys. We used to look forward
Oh,
to
yeah.
seeing them. They used to bring us Canadian beer at the finals.
So like I've told people before too is they would literally bring a pallet of beer and it
Yep.
was just white
Yep.
labeled thing that said beer.
Yes, beer. That's
And
right.
it,
Just said beer.
yeah, and it wasn't no 5.2.
No, I don't know. I was very, very strong.
Wow.
And they couldn't take it back across the border.
Right. They can't take it back. They
So
can't
there'd
call
be
Americans.
that's right. So you guys would have to take it home afterwards, right?
Yep. Team
Uh,
Rip Rock.
Dave Montgomery
Yeah.
says Willie's stories, they're not family friendly. We were
Uh,
idiots back then. So, but yeah, no, I mean that's cool. I mean, so I know you did the Super Street you did the base race 59.9, right?
Yep.
And you and the guy in northern United States, what was his name with
Bob
the
Perillo?
steel wall? No, the steel wall. And I think he was out of Michigan. He was out of Ohio. Um, anyway, he used to compete with at Sam Horn shows, and you guys were really like the pushers for 59.9 base race. And
Oh,
From up
God, he had
there?
a white van.
huh? No. He
Had
had
a
the.
white.
I think he had a black truck, but it had a steel wall in it.
Was it
And
Randy Corback?
no. I don't remember his name. He's still from not Fukuda. Tuned his new ride to 172.5. Woo, that's
Fukuda
getting
is
there.
a
Wow.
massive-
Oh, that's
That's a
Shaker.
real OG.
That's Shaker,
Shaker.
posting in there right there.
Oh yeah.
Shaker,
Aaron
what's
Cole.
up, Shaker?
So
Aaron Cole, yeah, had a very nice vehicle.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that was a different thing back then too. Is there were some of those extreme vehicles that were just insane.
Yes, phenomenal.
They were built. I mean, I don't want to shortchange them either. There was so much fabrication into those extreme vehicles back then. It was amazing.
Yeah.
You know, Lucius, Scotty Johnson, or not Scotty John. What was his name?
Owens.
Scott Owens.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Kyle Witherspoon.
Kyle.
I mean,
yeah.
Kyle
eh,
Witherspoon.
these weren't just put together vehicles. They had thousands of dollars in paint on their cars. You know.
Yeah.
Greg Cobbs.
Greg
Greg
Cobb,
Cobbs
yeah.
is another.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
from Arizona.
So do
Yeah.
you remember Porn Star? He competed under the name Porn Star.
Yes.
So nobody else remembers that. I don't remember his name, but that
I
guy.
don't know his name, but I remember Porn Star.
Was
Yeah.
it like Jay something or?
It might have been
know.
Jay
Might have
Santori.
been.
Yeah.
No,
Anyway,
no.
his stories from World Finals are definitely not PG. Yeah, he came there with a couple of girls every time, and only one time
Oh.
did I see him show up to World Finals and he didn't have a handful of girls with him, and that was when he brought his daughter. So,
Oh wow.
so quiet the name. Oh, I can't remember
Quite
what
the
she's.
name.
Yeah, quit the name.
Quite the name.
Oh, quite the name.
Quite the name.
Nicest
Maybe-
build ever. And then we had what was it, Dr. Walrus or something back then too.
Yep.
Dude, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
Walrus.
Yeah, Walrus. Dude,
Yeah,
his
Walrus.
whole team was great. And that not saying we don't have this nowadays, but there were a lot of teams back then, and
It was.
and quite a few of those builds were team builds.
Yes.
You know, we're seeing that with the Team Incriminator guys.
And everything was top secret back then. Nobody wanted to tell nobody what was going on.
No, it was definitely top secret. So since your car is 15 years in the past or so, 20, what would you say? What would you be able to tell us about your design back then versus other designs at that time?
I was thinking I was one of the few that ran a sealed box. That actually was my daily driver for a while. And the only reason I quit driving it, it got a little too heavy when we switched to 16 volts.
Oh.
I think when I did that switch, I gained like 3 dB. So I had that was my cushion one year for finals. I didn't have to work as hard. I just had to swap batteries and it got louder.
That's
we was
always
to a
helpful.
Where we didn't think it was able to make it anymore. I was like, man, I don't think that truck could win next year. We're gonna have to build something different. And I brung the Astro. I had an Astro also, but we made it musical. That was my backup plan, and we had ran shows with it, so we had points with both vehicles. But it ended up taking the truck after watching. I don't know if everybody remembers. I took a trip. There was a triple point event in Tampa, which I lived 5 minutes from. I drove to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, to size up my rival before finals.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, who was that?
there was somebody out there that supposedly came close to my record. I think they did a 59.9 one time. And I just said, and I told the incriminator, told Nick that I wanted to go there. If I go now and lose, then I know I can't bring the truck to finals, and I'll take the van. So that was some of the stuff I did. Like I used to tell people, I sat around and watched DB drag. I must have picked out all the loudest guys in my class and just sat there and watched all the shows they did, look at the numbers they did, and they go, you saw there's one huge number, then you're like, oh, that's probably a fluke because the rest of the numbers are small. I was like, hey,
Right.
the guy had 2410s. I can't remember his name. But I know we both got pulled over in Daytona at spring break trying to get across the street. I can't remember who it was.
So, hey,
he had 2410s.
Just so you know, they're going crazy here in the chat. They tagged, let's see, Aaron Coles, Rumshaker,
Yep.
Sam
Yeah.
Horn. They're tagging Aaron Chili Roberts. I mean, these are some good names.
Man.
Mike Jones, Mike Hughes,
Oh, man.
Pop Tart
Yeah,
popped
that's
in, Eric Parsley,
Wow.
Parsley,
Eric
yeah.
Alexander, Bob Perillo.
Bob Perillo.
That's
Bob.
another
420.
big name, right?
That's the man, yes.
Yeah.
And Tyson Garvin. I mean, they're just tagging people left and right in this thing. So they're going to come back and see this. So you were sealed at the time, is what you were saying, right? I thought you
Yes.
had a like a fourth order though.
Mhm.
I had a
Clamshell.
diamond. Yeah, I just had a
Diamond.
It was a diamond.
Diamond.
Yep. But it was
Okay.
sealed 0.75 per sub, I think it was. We had a huge problem. I couldn't put any bigger subs in.
0.75. That's nothing.
Yeah, that's what we ran them in. I ran them in.
All right. So I got to mention this real quick. So the one picture that I wanted to see, Lewin Hayden posted it on Sonic FX. I remember this
Oh.
picture so well. I really, you know what? I know this is a audio one, but I am going to try and post this real quick. Bam. Now let's see if I can't.
I'm
grab
trying to
this up
see it.
here. I'm trying to pull it up here, and that's the one I want to see. Let me pull it up. Go ahead and keep talking for a minute while I try and pull this thing up.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I see a picture.
Yes.
What picture is it? I can't see it. I won't be able to see it.
Oh yeah, you.
We'll
Oh,
wait
you know
for-
what? Hold on. No. I know how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go back to the regular thing.
It'll be a
And
surprise.
then, no. I am going to go here. I'm going to share it on here. People at home aren't going to be able to see it very well.
We can
but-
describe it to them.
Yeah. Where is my share screen? There we go. Share screen. Nope. I want to share my screen. There we go. Here it is. All right. So can you see that, Tommy?
Nope.
Oh, now you can.
There it is.
You see that, Tommy?
Yes.
So that picture, I remember, if you guys want to go back and check that out, that's on Sonic FX. So
Yeah.
that particular picture, I remember that more than anything. So Muhammad Ali actually lifted up the dude's hand and put it to his face and said, yeah, take this picture. And
Take a
so he
picture?
pretends like, yeah. And he's like pretending like he's boxing, and the guy's hitting Muhammad Ali right in the jaw. And
What?
dude, he was giggling like a schoolgirl when he's doing it.
Wow.
And you can see it in the picture.
Wow.
And
That's so
honestly,
cool.
watching that, well, like I said, for me, that was my greatest memory of all my world finals. And, I've been to a lot of them. But that was really cool. I appreciate you you posting that, Loon. Dude, that's the picture I've been looking for years. I think that's a phenomenal picture. If you guys want to check it out, you can go to Sonic FX on Facebook, and you can see it there. All right. Any plans for this World Finals for you? My hand was on his
me?
jaw. Yeah, look. Loon's saying he's like an exclamation. My hand was on his jaw. I was like, yeah, I know. Dude, like I said. Anyway, that was awesome. Yeah, what's your Cook and Norris and Reed for the win? Yeah. Steve Cook would be another one to get on here. He would be
Yep,
good. He
yep,
had a lot of
yeah.
good stuff. And Norass, right? There's a reason we
Yeah,
called him Norass,
Norris.
not Norris.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. There's a
Um,
lot of few. There's a lot of good ones out there to have on here.
yeah. So what do you have any particular plans for the World Finals? Are you just gonna show up and have your Royal Chariot bring you in, or what's your plans for World Finals? You just show up the day of?
Uh, Actually, we're gonna try to get there on Friday. Actually, me and a bunch of the guys have been talking off record,
Okay.
like trying to plan something to get there and try to all arrive on the same time. The Raleighs, I know Tim Phillips.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hey, Chris
kinda
Norris will
reached
be
out-
at World Finals. Celeste
Yep,
just
that's
posted.
what I hear.
Yeah.
Yep, I hear.
Nice.
We're gonna try to get them all back. I think it's probably gonna be the best one, just to see just see all those old guys and see what we look like. But we might have to come a day ahead of time to see how old we got, because some of us don't look the same. We might not know who that
You
person is
do.
anymore.
You look the same, that's for sure. Yeah, you
Oh
don't
my
look
God.
you don't look any older to me. But
Yeah, right.
I'm
I'm
old too.
53 this year.
Yeah, so I'm rolling up
I think
on
if
50.
if you walk in there with the crown, they're gonna know who you are.
Hope so.
Yeah, no.
Hope so I can walk.
Hope you can walk without a walker.
Yeah, hopefully I can walk without a walker.
No, that's cool. And then so you guys are gonna do that. So what are your thoughts? Have you watched Cyclone yet at all? Have you seen any of the Cyclone events?
No, but I am very interested in it. I promise you, that caught my eye, and I was like, man, if I had my truck, I might make a run for that. And I was like, oh, you're crazy. Don't do it. Sit back and watch.
So I will tell you, Jose, he was in the chat earlier. I don't know if he still is, but Jose, Team Fat Boys Jose, it's Jose and Jose Jr. It's a father-son team, and the father is the world record holder for last year and this year currently for Cyclone Demo Wall, and yeah, he's still in there. And
Oh,
Jose
cool.
Jr. It has the record for no walls.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
So it's a father-son team, and they're trying to figure out if they can get both their vehicles because they're big pigs, right? I mean, they're I believe they're Suburbans. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, so when you oh and that's the other thing too is windows. They lose windows left and right on that thing. So they've gotten really good at changing out their windows.
Wow.
So anyway,
They're
so
better than me.
so they're kind of working to see if they can't make World Finals and give a
Oh
demonstration.
man.
You know the Florida guys, they are very very similar in their people to the California guys. A lot of the
Okay.
vehicles that were driven to that were at finals were driven. They weren't not a lot of towed vehicles, right?
Right.
And they were all musical. Almost all of the vehicles there were musical. So they weren't just burp boxes, right? They weren't purpose built
Uh-huh.
for DB drag. And that's the way California competitors are also. And I think it's kind of shifted. Oh, yeah, all right. Jose says, "Say it, Doug," and he goes, "Window's gonna play." That's what he
Is it
says.
window or
His-
widow?
Oh, the Widow. That's right. His Widow's
Is that what they
gonna
call
play.
their car?
Yes,
Widow.
the
Okay.
Black Widow. That's the wall version. So,
I would like to get a demo of that thing.
so
Wow.
I hear a rumor that it may be able to do a 60 at 20 hertz,
Oh, wow.
and that's on the new meters. Have you ever gone on the new sensors, Tommy?
No.
So you were on
No.
the old ones, right?
Yep.
So you know the difference in the stick mics versus the sensors is about
Yep.
7 dB.
Yep.
So essentially, he's saying he can do a 67 on the meters that you played
Wow.
on at 20 hertz.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I
it's
want
a
to see it. I want to see this.
it's a whoa.
I'm excited.
So
I'm excited.
and that's his walled one, and then his no wall one I think did a 51 this weekend at 20
wow.
hertz with no wall.
20 hertz.
Yep, with a stock interior and no wall.
Wow.
So
My
that
kind of guys.
yes.
Those are my kind of guys.
And what's really cool, like in California here, I think we had 8 people in the Cyclone demo class last weekend, 7 or 8. So I mean that shows that class has a potential, at least in my area, right?
Mhm.
Some of
Right.
the other areas they don't. I mean, how many Cyclone guys do you get, Jeffrey, in Texas?
Maybe 5 tops.
Okay. So have you seen? So you're familiar with base race, obviously. Have you seen Top Dog yet, Tommy?
Nope. Nope.
So Top Dog is very similar to base race, except for everybody's in one class. So, but you could play 59.9, and the guy you're going against can be a 19.9. So
Oh wow.
yeah,
Okay, I see what you're saying.
so
Yeah.
it's just like regular base race, but the difference is if you tie, you keep going. The timer doesn't stop; it adds another 10 seconds, and you keep going. And if you tie again, then the timer adds another 10 seconds. You keep going until somebody finally wins or busts out.
I want to see that. That is very interesting.
Yeah.
That sounds very interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
Wayne had mentioned that he had kind of, done it as like a kind of copied like a video game. You reach a certain level, you get bonus time. You reach that level, you get bonus time. So that's kind of cool to see. And you're racking up points this whole time, just like a video game.
Yep.
It's really exciting. You
Wow.
should check it out.
and if you
I
win,
am.
you stay in the lanes and you go against the next competitor, and you keep staying in the lanes until you lose.
Yeah.
And then whoever has the most points at the end is the winner.
Wow.
So I can actually, when we're done with this thing, I will, in our chat, I'll throw you a link to
Yeah.
a
Okay.
couple of my YouTube videos with the Top Dog on it. And so me personally, I've got the Top Dog down to where we're about 3 minutes per competitor. So I got 7 competitors. I can run an entire Top Dog event in 21 minutes.
Oh wow.
So and that's not just me. That includes my competitors. Really help it out because everybody knows. So what they do is they give you a position. So you're 1, somebody else is number 2, number 3, number 4, right? So you know what position you're in, and when you pull up, if your song's ready to go, it's literally I take the mic out of the car, that guy pulls out, you pull in, I put the mic in your car, boom, we're ready to go. So it's a really quick thing. And it's a great time. Top Dogs, definitely a lot of fun. We actually had 2 women competing in Top Dog this last weekend. So that's something we're
cool.
getting women competing
Right.
with also. So,
I like the idea. You don't have to have 1,000 speakers.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, you can compete in the 119.9 class.
Yeah.
Realistic. I mean, what I try to explain it to people is, I might have a little bit more skill than there's William Caller right there. He just posted in the chat. I'm just saying, we're talking about you, Will. And not only that, but
Yeah.
you're going to have to be on this show next. I want you on next week. Anyway, the great thing is I tell people, if I were to do base race or Top Dog or base race, I would do a single 10 sealed in the back seat of my car. And
Right.
Done deal.
I guarantee you I can go 29.9 all day long, nice, smooth, easy. And because when you got sealed, you don't have your peaks, right? You got a nice, smooth curve. Because obviously you know how to design boxes, so you understand what I'm talking about with the curve. Anyway, so with the sealed, you got a nice, smooth curve, right? It tapers off nice. So as you're playing different frequencies, you're not going to have the ups and downs, and it's going to be easy to control.
I can't take the credit for that box in that truck. I have to give it to Scott Nelson
Okay.
and Martin Taylor.
And who are they?
Scott is a guy I work with. He's here in Florida. He did all my woodwork when I competed.
Okay. And so you
Oh,
just
these are
one
shop owners or?
Nope, he's a box
Oh.
builder. So what I did, what I guess everybody thought I was the mastermind, but there was 5 of us that built that truck in a week originally
all right.
to attend spring break in 1999. And that's the same box when I retired in 2008, I think it was, that was in the truck. I still was winning with it.
Oh, okay.
So I have to give that credit to that guy.
So okay, so and one of the things you'll see in the new vehicles now is people actually building cages inside the car and then putting the MDF on top of the cages or plywood
I've
or
been
whatever.
seeing a lot of that. I've
Yeah.
been seeing that.
So how was yours built? Did you just build it in sections and then put it in the car? Did you build it inside the car? How did you guys put
Actually, the
that thing together?
box, it was done out of 1.5 inch birch back in the days. We special ordered it.
Okay.
And that was the same box it was the whole entire time I competed it. We never altered it. We never did nothing with it.
And it just blew windows like crazy.
Yep. The only thing we did was grinding the holes to make speakers fit.
Oh, that's right, because you started with basically a little bit
I,
bigger than stamped frames
yep.
and ended up
Yep.
going into like the 16 spoke by the end, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Frankie Rio's watching. Uh,
Hey, Frankie.
yeah,
That was
he's
one of my guys.
yeah. He says
Oh,
Scott
Floridian.
Nelson is the man.
Yep. That guy is the reason a lot of people from Florida was loud.
Really?
Yep.
See, and that's something other people don't really get with the DB drag world. I like I said, I'm not a USAC guy, so I don't know. But in DB drag, there are so many people that'll help you get loud, and it's not. A lot of it has to be is they want you to be as loud as them, so that it pushes them to be louder, and they
Yep.
aren't just destroying stuff. They aren't just winning without having any competition. Because not a single person I met in DB drag that's a hardcore competitor is interested in just winning. They want to
Nope.
beat somebody.
Yes.
And if it takes for them to beat somebody, teaching you how to do it yourself to drive them to be better, they would prefer to do that.
Nobody wants an easy win, right? They
Yep.
want a hard fought win.
Yeah.
I mean, the best thing ever is to show up at World Finals and you're only 3/8 knob, and they think that's all you got, and they beat you by 2/10, and you go, nope. Oops, you
I'll
just
tell you
lost
what
by
I used
one
to do.
dB.
Sandbagger over here.
So all of us from Florida one time, was it 2002? Nope, 2005. I think it was. Frankie, I had sat around for weeks and tried to figure out that random bracketing that base race had.
Oh, for base race. Okay.
And how did that
Yes.
work out for you?
Let me tell you something. I printed paper after paper. I went through ink cartridges. What I was trying to do is make it to where I would be first, Frankie and Will would be second, and the other one would be third.
Mm-hmm.
Frankie, you probably should get Frankie on the show and tell him I wanted to kill him because I when I qualified at finals, I qualified low, so I would fall and get the number one guy and take him out the first round,
Mm-hmm.
thinking this. And Frankie forgot to turn the radio on and ended up losing.
Oh.
So I had to work myself to death to get back to the top. Because I went in as one of the lower qualifiers, not the highest qualifier. But the random bracketing back then, you couldn't figure it out. I tried. I
For
couldn't
base
figure it
race, right? Yeah.
out. Yes.
You can't
tried.
Base
figure
race,
it out.
it's random.
It is absolutely random, right?
It is. It is.
Yeah.
So you
I
have
never knew that story.
it's like a 1 in 64 chance that you're going to copy the same bracket or something, or 1 in
Yes.
78 or something.
Oh, wow.
So that's why for judges, if we ever have to debracket to change like a name or something like
Oh,
that,
no.
you're done. If you have a
Yeah.
full bracket,
Yes.
you'll never get that same bracket again.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
It'd be a headache.
Yeah. Yeah, Frankie says he messed that up because Eric says if you would have changed the volume of the box of the subwoofers in the back versus the front. And Eric says he doesn't see people doing this kind of stuff today. No, because everybody's
Oh.
doing a 6th order or a 4th order. Everybody's into
Yep.
the band passes,
Yeah, they can.
which I definitely was really into when I was competing. I really liked the band passes. I stumbled on one where it was really, really bad. So I had my car and I set it all up, and I'm like, man, I got a lot of volume here. And my car peaked at 20 hertz. And I was like, oh, that's
Wow.
not where it's supposed to peak. and I'm building this thing for DB drag, right? And I'm going 20 hertz, a little low to be peaking a wall.
Too low.
And but every hertz I raised the peak, I raised like 2 dB every single time. So I was like, man, I think I'm onto something. And then at that point, that was when Wayne told us as judges, we're either competitors or judges. And
Judges.
I was like, that's cool. I don't need to compete anymore. Sold my car. Sold it to, actually, I had a 58 Pontiac, and I sold it to a guy that builds Pontiacs and said, hey, dude, yep. And he's like, oh, well, yeah, I don't want all this stuff. No, 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 no. You bought my car. That comes with everything in it. I ain't about to take all that wood out and the wire and, because at that time, I bet you I had 300 foot of 1/0 in there, and I wasn't
I know
about
the
to,
feeling.
I wasn't about to unwire all that stuff. And then, probably 8 or 9 sheets of MDF.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no way in hell I was taking that out of that car.
Looks like we got a comment here from William Collier. Says Tommy, king of bass bass fishing.
Oh,
what is
bass
that?
fishing.
Bass fishing.
This guy is so funny. I tell you what, when you get him on the show, I got the perfect picture for you of that guy.
All right.
100% sure I have that.
100%.
Mr. King of Bass. Yes. I'm gonna make
king
sure
of bass. Not bass. It's bass.
Because I'm a washed up has been wannabe. That's what we call ourselves now.
All right.
Oh.
Hey, Will, I want you to come on the show. I want you to commit to it right there in the chat. Say, yeah, you'll be on next week. Let's hear it. Anyway, hey, dude, we're already ran up on our hour.
Wow.
Is there anything you're looking forward to extra out of the World Finals that's coming up here?
I tell you, B, I'm looking to have a wonderful time and see all these old timers.
Yep.
With the new school guys.
Yeah, and meet some of these new people that are carrying the torch nowadays, as they say, right?
Yes, I like to see it.
Yep.
Like to meet all those guys.
Okay. Jeffrey, want to hit him with our question at the end?
Sure. All right, Tommy. So this next question is a question that we asked all of our guests. Basically, we want to know what your definition is of a bass head.
Since you're the
bass
king.
Head is exactly
you're the
what
king
I
of
am.
bass. Oh,
I
okay.
love loud music, whether it's in the car, in the house. I like to shake windows. I see they just passed this new law in Florida. You can't have the loud music. I'm like, man, don't even worry about the law. Just turn it up. Actually, I saw somebody today that had a bunch of 15s in their car, and I'm like rooting them on, saying, yeah, man, that used to be me driving down the road. I love it.
Okay. So, yeah,
Nice.
so absolutely just someone who loves bass and being loud, whether it be in their house or in their car, right?
Yeah.
That's great. So, Tommy, you still have any videos up or anything like that where somebody can go and see who you are and why you are the king of bass?
I think they're still out there all over the place. There's a ton of them.
So
None of them are my personal ones, but I think a ton of them out there, like Willie and all those guys have posted videos and stuff when I competed. I was always in the cockpit. I didn't get to do a video.
Man, I bet you still. I bet you we still had those. With the audio forum back in the day, we used to, is that what they used to call it? Audio forum, Term Pro. Man, we got some archives in there. We need to get Wayne to get it back out again so we can look through it.
It's actually available when you go to the termpro.com on the left side.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to DB Drag, and then it says archived, and you can see.
There we go.
You can see the forum that was archived right there. All right. Tommy, will you please bring a USB drive to finals of that Phil Collins song?
Wow.
That's from
Sure. You know
Mr. Hayden.
I'm going to bring the original one because there's been a million of them out there. I still own the original one. I'll bring the thumb drives. I'll bring CDs, and I'll just give them away. They can have it.
That's so cool.
Yeah. I love his smile. You can tell Tommy loves this stuff. It's absolutely, it's in his heart. It's in his soul. David Montgomery mentions Realm of Excursion. That was another forum that we were all part of.
Yeah, that was cool.
So, yeah. And then there were some Australian ones that we were in that were pretty cool.
Maybe I got enough time to get somebody I have a disc with like all the shows and get somebody to edit and cut it and put it together, and I'll see if I can have all those there too.
Okay. Uh,
Yeah,
you know,
cool.
I would love to see if Tristan and Tiffany from Barbados, they have a heart for this competition, and I mean, they just love the
Uh-huh.
audio industry, and I mean, they're trying to grow it within the Caribbean islands, and it would be awesome if they could make it to World Finals. I don't know how easy it is. They have the issue with the COVID, so they're having a hard time.
Mm.
You know,
Right.
their restrictions are way harder, being as they're not the United States, right? You know, we have more freedoms as far as
Yes.
politically, and so
Mhm.
as a community, they're willing to take some of the restrictions to help their community. Where this is one of the discussions her and I have had multiple times. Is their community is willing to take the restrictions for safety of the community over individual liberty. So, and that's their community. So it makes it more difficult for them to loosen up stuff. But their stuff is loosening up on their island, and they may get an opportunity to come out here to World Finals, which I think they
Cool.
would be able to meet a lot of the people that they see on the show, and um, I think they would have an awesome time. And they seem like they're having a really good. They would do it. They would love to come to World Finals. That would be amazing. All you got to do is plan it,
Yeah. All
Tiffany.
right. That's right. Make it happen.
That's right. Um, oh, the Phil Collins song has no bass.
What?
That was from Dave Montgomery.
Yeah, he knows more than anybody.
I'd like to hear that song in the systems they have now. See if
Uh,
that's as
you know
it's
what?
loud and
Play it in what's his name's car.
in Jose's
In
car. I
Jose's
want to hear it in
car.
Jose's car.
Oh, do you know what frequency that
Um,
was set up at? That song?
no, I don't. I can tell you this: with 2412s, I had to use an epicenter.
Mm.
Okay.
When you slow it down, the opposite notes hit harder. If that makes sense, than the original version when it's regular speed. If that makes. So
Oh,
when
okay.
it's chopped and screwed, the note that you think would hit hard, the opposite one does.
Okay. So
Oh.
so the when you do that, the peaks become nodes and the nodes become peaks. Is what you're
Yes.
saying.
Yes.
All right.
And I had to use the epicenter to generate all that stuff.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? I don't know that people are really using epicenters nowadays. They just alter the music to play what they want. So,
See, me, I wanted to be able to play anything you brung up to me, so I had to like make it 100% musical. So that's kind of why
yeah,
I had all those different knobs I turned.
got you. All right. So look on YouTube for Tommy McKinnie. Look for King of Bass, and you're gonna find some of the things. He's a silver and black truck lowered all the way to the ground. I bet you couldn't roll a can under it, at least when he had it.
Yep.
But look forward to seeing that thing at World Finals. That'd be awesome. If you go to the Sonic FX page from Loon Hayden, you'll see he actually put the story about the picture and the story of him meeting Muhammad Ali on there. Like I said, one of my favorite stories of all from World Finals. It was great time. And then let's see. Other than that, Jeffrey, what you got coming up?
We're just planning an event for next month in August. Saturday, August 13th, we're going to do another Crossfire event, a DB Drag event. We're actually in talks right now of upgrading it. Same people who upgraded last month's event is going to do it again this month. Whoa, fading out. Yeah, so they're going to upgrade it to another Triple Point event. So hope to see some more world records and yeah, hope to have another fun time. Check it out on dbdragracing.com on the calendar. Should be up on there pretty soon.
Okay. And Frankie Rios said, I totally forgot about this name for you. Wasn't your truck called
that's
Hoe
right.
Problems? Right?
Yes.
That's
What
what it
does
said
that
across the
mean?
windshield.
Tell us what that
Yes.
means.
Yeah, tell us what that means before we finish this thing up.
We
I
gotta
don't know if
know.
I should say that.
Oh.
Oh man. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. HO stands for high output, right?
High output problems.
High output
That's kind of
problems.
like porn star. just the opposite.
Oh.
I had a
If,
different girlfriend at every show. That's what everybody used to say.
if you want to know the full story, you're gonna have to hit up Tommy himself on
You're gonna have to
the
come. You're gonna have
DMs.
to come to World Finals to hear the real story.
Yes, the
What
real
I've been drinking.
story.
Yes.
When you've been drinking.
Yes, you can get the real story. Uncut.
Yep. So,
Wow.
so for me and Sonic FX out in the West Coast, not this coming Friday, but the following Friday, we have a 3X event. That's coming up at Jay's Alarms, and
Totally.
Moses ponied up the money for that, and not only that, but he made that event 1X cost. So to enter it is the same as if it was a 1X. So it's only
But it's a triple.
but
right?
it is a triple, so you can set
So it's a
world
triple
records.
at 1x cost.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
That's cool. That is so cool.
So Moses thought he would. He wants to help out the area. You know, he lives down in Fresno, and he wants to really show it. I mean, Moses drives all the way across the country to do shows, and he's trying to entice people to come to his house and come and do shows. And anybody that
Yeah.
knows Moses or met Moses, they'll know. You know, he's got nothing but love for everybody, and he wants everybody to have a good time. So Rosita, yeah, says Jay's Alarms, come on down, y'all. I don't know where this y'all came from.
That's that Florida talk. That's that Florida talk.
Yeah.
So that's not this Friday, but next Friday at Jay's Alarms, Friday night. And then the following Saturday will be our last show at Lunsford Customs for the season. And then we'll obviously have the West Coast finale, which will be September 11th, which we're going to hand out cash instead of trophies for the event. So, you know, look towards that. Always looking for sponsors for that. Oh, she says she's an East Coast girl at heart. That's how come she came out with the
cool.
y'all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. East Coast.
And so we got that. And then also, don't forget the first Friday of September is going to be Jay's Alarms, 3X trophies, 3X prices. But we're giving away $5 per DB for the winner of the 5-minute death match. So
Wow.
if you can hit 150 DB for 5 minutes, that pays you $750.
Wow.
So if you can hit a 155, I think that's close to $1,000, ain't it? So
I can
just
smell the
saying.
woofers now.
Yeah. I'm sure Tommy's seen a bunch of death matches, so I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, he'll tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Also, if you guys want to see all my shows, I broadcast my shows live during the event. I came up with another way to try and get some ambient. The audio is actually really clear. You can hear me pretty well, but I want to pick up a little more ambient. So I'm gonna change the way I do that slightly at the next show. See if that doesn't fix it. You can also see anybody trying to set a world record, and you know I try to be above board, and this way you guys can all see me do my events, and obviously you can see if I'm not doing something right. Let me know. Other than that, once again, we'd like to thank our sponsor right below us. It's Stolman Transport LLC. So if you're going to transport something across the country, whether it be from the West Coast to the East, from the East Coast to the West, or somewhere in between, he's got you. He can handle it and take care of you and help you transport whatever you
Yeah, I
need.
think I just saw him in Kentucky like a couple of days ago. So
I'm
wow.
sure you did. He's all over the place. I mean, that's his job, right? He's the transport.
Mhm.
And
Wow.
we'd like to thank him for sponsoring today's event.
Yes. Yes.
Other than that, once again, thank you, Tommy. It was awesome getting to talk to you, dude. Looking forward to seeing you at World Finals.
Yeah.
Will, I'm going to hit you up
Same here.
in PM and try and get you on for next week, because I think you got some stuff to tell us. If you can
I'm
remember
sure he
it.
does.
If you can remember it. So we'll try.
I'm definitely gonna be on here. I'm definitely gonna be on that.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then you hit Will up too. Make sure he does it.
I am.
All right.
I am.
All
Help
right.
jog his memory.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Help jog his memory if he forgets.
And
He's got some war stories.
he does.
Ah.
Anyway, so once again, guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see here, you want to support us. Right above Jeffrey and myself, we have our information about supporting our podcast right below us. Also in the subscription we have, or in the description, we have links to Venmo and Cash App. And so if you guys want to support us, that we appreciate it. Also, support the ones who support what you like. So support the DB Drag sponsors that support the car shows and whatnot, and also support the guys who support our podcast, which is Stolman Transport LLC.
Yeah.
If you guys enjoy this, share it to everybody you can. Like, share, do all that stuff. And we'll see you guys next week at 5:30 p.m. California time, the only time that really matters. He don't like that, Tommy, when I tell him that every week.
I was like,
Well, we got two guys on other time zones here.
That's right. It's
I was like, man,
5:30.
that ain't fair.
The only time that matters. Anyway, we will see you
It's all right.
guys. We will see you guys next week on This Week in Car Audio. We are out. Peace.